Hi, I'm gonna film one more video today and then I'm gonna edit and do stuff. So I kind of want to talk about my experience I want to do an update video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brianna. I am the owner, founder of Moonwax Galaxy, a small business where I sell 100% soy wax melts and soy candles. For now, I'm working on some more products that are coming out soon. We'll talk about that another time. So this video is just gonna be a quick update video. That and the fact that I wanna talk about, I guess, stuff that I've learned, stuff that I've been up to. I don't know how much I've talked about it on this channel, but I recently got into a farmer's market. And one of my goals for the new year was basically to get into some sort of farmer's market that I can do regularly. And literally a week after that, I applied to a farmer's market. I paid the application fee, which was the most expensive fee I've ever paid for in my life, and they let me in. And I was like, oh my God. So immediately was rushing into getting ready for this farmer's market, hoping everything goes well, And I just want to take some time to share my thoughts. I've tried to record this video several times over. Yeah. So I started in January. The farmer's market we got into was a South Loop farmer's market. We go there every Sunday. There's a Saturday event that they do and a Sunday event that they do. We got into the Sunday one. We're there every Sunday from 12 until 4. And I just kind of want to talk about, how it went for us, what I've learned, because I've learned a lot. The progress I've made with my small business and as a small business owner, yada, yada, yada. You get the picture. So we started in January. I don't remember the exact date, but it was middle of January. And I'm pretty sure the specific day that we went was -degree weather. We're based here in Chicago, so it was really cold that day. And I was like, it's so cold outside. I don't know if anyone's going to show up. I don't know if we'll make money, And we made $500, which I know for some businesses is not that much, but that's the most my business has made, period, at one event. So I was like, okay, all right, party. So I don't know if we've hit that threshold again, to be fair. Most of that money went to A, taxes, and B, restock. And there's a couple of things I underestimated. So, yes, I spent most of the money into restock, and I've learned quite a lot of things. And so bear with me as I look at my notes when I talk about everything that I've learned. I guess the first thing that I should talk about is, first of all, restocking. So restocking, when I'm there every Sunday, every week, once a week, I've learned how much I typically sell at a farmer's market, at least at that one, and how quickly I need to restock, because there was a couple Sundays where I was like, I don't have much to offer. I've also learned that farmers markets, which I kind of already knew, but doing any sort of in-person event is a great time to sort of do product research. What do they call it? Audience research. What's the word? I can't think of it. Product testing, getting feedback for stuff. So some of the stuff that I tried was, for example, a wax melt mix and match. So I had these wax tarts, and I'll put a picture or video somewhere in there. I did it around Valentine's Day, so they were all heart-shaped. And I pretty much made different scents, and I put them in these little containers that I painted. I got these containers at Dollar Tree and painted them and glued them together. And so I put them in there and I labeled them, and I'm like, well, this one is jasmine and this one is vanilla, and you can pay a flat fee. You get a little cup and you put whatever mixture of scents in there. And people really liked it. At first, it didn't really get as much attention as I thought. And then after a few times of being there, people were like, I want to do the mix and match. Especially after explaining it to people. Even with new scents, I've learned what scents people really like. I found scents that people don't like as much, at least at that event. I've learned what scents people gravitate towards. Even accidentally found what I think is our niche now. Which, do I want to talk about this? Maybe I'll talk about it later. But no, I'll just talk about it. So I've discovered that what really sells for us, and I might cut this later, is basically single one-note scents. Very simple, clean, nothing complicated, right? I think a lot of candle makers get so wrapped up in, I need a very luxurious candle with very complicated notes that no one else can replicate because it's just mine and you can only get it from me and it's so unique that, like, literally I was doing the mix and match and one lady one lady came over and she was like, I just want jasmine, and paid for a cup and filled up her entire cup with just jasmine. And I was like, why? Like, I was so thrown off. And I realized that I don't have like anything with just jasmine by itself. We have our like jasmine and peach, but we don't have anything with just jasmine in it. And she was standing next to her friend, and they were talking, and she basically ended up telling her like, yeah, jasmine is so hard to come across. Like, jasmine just by itself is so hard to come across. And she's like really into jasmine. And I've come across more people who are like that. Like, they're like, I just want vanilla. I just want lavender. I just want jasmine. I don't want anything else. The whole reason why we have sage, which is one of our most popular candles, is because everyone was making sea salt and sage, pineapple and sage, something with sage versus just sage by itself. And I'm like, well, if people like sage, then just give them sage. And I made just a sage candle by itself. It's like our best seller. So that might be our niche moving forward. I don't know if someone else will steal it. I'm very like nervous. I always struggle between like, I'm not big enough for anyone to take my ideas, and then also being like, but like someone might take my ideas, so like bear with me. But like, that's kind of our, I think, our niche, which is, it does well for us. That's what sells, versus some of our other candles which has 2, 3, 4 different scents in it and they don't sell. Too much going on. I think a little too much going on, which I know contradicts like what we were saying when we first launched, but at the same time, like, we were new. I don't think we, like, at least I didn't fully know what I was doing. I've learned so much in business. Yeah, we've done that. We've gotten lots of customer feedback. We've gotten lots of like cool stuff. I've learned different tricks of the trade. For example, wax melts. If you are just a wax melt business, the best thing that you can do is sell. So I probably shouldn't be giving away my trade secrets, but I got these ceramic warmers from actually the Dollar Tree, and I bought them in bulk, and I got a bunch of tea lights, and I was like, well, let's do a starter kit, right? So maybe you don't have a wax warmer at home, so, you know, for maybe an extra $5 or whatever. For me, it's like $3 because it costs literally nothing to now if it's an electric wax warmer, then it's a different story. But since these are ceramic and you need a tea light, I made them super cheap because they cost nothing. But I had the wax warmers and the tea lights, and then it's like you pick whatever wax, you know, scent that you want, and I sell that as like a pack, and it's like, okay, this is your starter pack. And it gives people reason to buy the wax melts, especially like people who are like, what is this? I don't know what. You'd be surprised like how many people I run into that have no idea what wax melts are. They're like, I don't follow. So, and I don't mean that sarcastically. There was just like people who were like, I have no idea what a wax melt is. It does help with like moving some of your inventory. Is like, if you give people everything that they already need and they have that convenience, they're gonna get it, right? Especially if it's a reasonable price. Anyways, all that sort of research that I was able to come across and get feedback, and even like some people who bought from us before and then came back, and I was like, well, how did you like the product? And they're like, I loved it. So like, all of that stuff is very exciting for me, which is why I also think I love selling in person a lot more than online, because it's just like, this person ordered one time and then disappeared into the ether, and you're like, okay. So I've learned about restocking. I've learned a lot about doing market research. I think that was the word I was looking for, market research. I've also learned a lot about more about paying attention to my own bookkeeping, which I'm a little bit guilty of. Because I'm moving so much of my inventory quicker. I feel like I'm uncomfortably close to you. I'm sorry. Let me back up some. Hold on. Because I am moving inventory so much and I have to like restock and restock and restock, I also obviously have to, you know, order stuff. And what I realize is that like when I want to restock on candles or wax melts or whatever, like I'm paying damn near double and shipping, and I can't afford to keep doing it. Like, I make some money at, you know, an event, and I literally am giving it all the way back just to restock, and I need to try to make a profit. So I had to reassess like who my suppliers were, how much shipping was gonna cost, like all of that. I had to relook at a lot of things. How much my jars were costing per jar, paying. And I know everybody was like, your jars are so pretty and I love the container packaging. Don't get me wrong, the tulip jars that I showed you guys and the holographic jars with the moons, and it looks so gorgeous. And then it was in the cardboard container to protect the candle, blah 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 blah. People loved it, adored it, gorgeous. But it was too expensive for me for it to like make sense without the candle coming out to like $60. And I'm like, can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. It doesn't make sense. I could make like a $60 like luxury candle, but I'm not that person. I'm not interested in doing luxury candles. I'm interested in like aromatherapy, like mid-price, mid-tier candles. Anyway, so I had to reassess. And during my reassessment, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do the super fancy jars and candles and all this until I can do wholesale, which at this point in my business, I cannot do wholesale. So I had to pull back, unfortunately. And I know I've changed my like branding like 1,500 times. And like that last branding was exactly where I want to be. I want to try to get back there. But right now I've, you know, doled stuff back. I now have clear plain jars. I'm dyeing my wax black, which is crazy because I thought about doing that when I first launched and never did it. Putting some sparkles in there, putting a moon on top, just trying to add these little details to be like, hey, moon wax, branding, oh my God, space. So yeah, not everyone gets the branding, and I get that. Like people would kind of like look at my candles and be like, why is there a moon on it? And I'm like, well, you know, it's moon wax. And they're like, but why is there a moon on it? And I'm like, I mean, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I legitimately, and it's not me trying to like talk badly about this woman, but like I had that experience and I just didn't know what to say to her. She was like, why is there a moon on top? And I was like, well, our, you know, business name is Moon Wax Galaxy, so we got a moon on top. Ha 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 ha. And she was like, but why is there a moon on top of it? And I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to respond to that. I think she bought a candle, but like I truly did not know how to. I was like, I don't know what response she's looking for me from. So like flabbergasted, without words. Anyway, yeah, I have been working on that. I've been doing the product feedback and the testing, restocking. Shipping was way too expensive. Oh, the last thing I learned before we go, I learned that I'm not crazy when it comes to social media. So if you aren't aware, I am fully the type of person that just does not, I'm not consistent with social media. I don't necessarily even enjoy really posting to social media. I learned I'm not a social media girly. I'm not really cut out to be a content creator, right? But at the same time, I do acknowledge that like you do have to do some social media to market yourself, because that's the only free option you have. But I definitely like don't enjoy the like I have to post every blah 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 times a week in hopes that I go viral, in hopes that people, you know, see me and buy from my shop. And I definitely like am like, so what if I don't post for a week? That means that like everyone suddenly forgets about my business and that I exist. Like, exhausting, tiring. I can't do it. And I found out like after I talked to some other small business owners, and they were like, I feel the same way. I'm not crazy about social media. I'm not really trying to play that game, da 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 da. And I was like, oh my God, so I'm not crazy. Oh my God. It was just so relieving to be able to talk to somebody that's like, I feel the exact same way. I wanted to cry. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. More specifically, we are restocking the summer line, which is now back. You know, check it out, check it out, check it out. We have ocean waves and coconut, mixed berry, watermelon lemonade. We had mango tangerine. Mango tangerine was discontinued. I cannot get that specific smell from the specific supplier anymore. And if you're like, well, just try a different, you know, supplier. I tried so many different suppliers. I smelled them. I had my mom smell them. I had my friends smell them. Everybody was like, it's not the same. Fun fact about me, my favorite types of smells are like fruit smells, which is why I went so crazy for the summer line, because I'm like, I can do all the fruit that I want, which is great. The problem is that I'm very particular about my fruit smells. So when I found mango tangerine, I was like, this is perfect. And then it got discontinued. And then I was trying everybody else's mango tangerine. And I was just like, for some reason, when it comes to tangerines or anything citrusy, the tangerines and the oranges, for some reason, the fragrance oil always smells like the peel and not the actual fruit. And I'm like, listen, I don't need it, or it smells like candy. And I'm like, ugh, blech. Okay, I don't want the sugary sweet candy, and I don't want the peel. If I want orange, I want it to smell like an orange, not the orange peel. So yeah, I'm very particular about that. Yeah, so we might not, we don't have mango tangerine anymore, but we might have a mango pineapple situation. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see if this turns out smelling good. But yeah, check us out at our website. I'm gonna be, oh my God, I'm gonna be redoing the website. I wanna redo product photos again. I'm not particularly good at product photos, but I'm not god awful. But like, I came across a photographer who was like, yeah, let's exchange information. I was like, her pictures are so pretty. And I was like, do you do product photos? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I'm hoping that I can use a professional, honey, someone who knows what they're doing, to take photos of all of my products. The problem is it's a lot of products. It's a lot of products. It's a lot of products. So maybe I'll like pay her for each collection or something like that. I don't know yet. I am not the best at figuring out photography, because I'm like, I don't know what to put in the background. So hopefully I can get some help with that. But yeah, that's what we've been up to. Follow us for more information. We're going to be releasing some new types of products very soon. I won't spoil all the details, but it's closely related to candles. People have asked me if I'll sell it before, so like we're going to get into it a little bit. So yeah, the big hint is like I might not be doing just candles anymore, but we'll see. So yeah, if you like this video, thank you so much for sticking it out until the end. Follow us, orbit around us on our other social media. I would more likely recommend following our newsletter. I'm gonna put a link to sign up to our newsletter in the description below. I am better at like writing stuff out and sending out a little email than I am at like posting to TikTok or Instagram. So follow our newsletter if you really, really want to keep up with us. Yeah. May your stars always align and may fate conspire in your favor. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.